Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another epic online battle. Today we are playing Medieval Kingdoms 1212 and this battle is not only epic because we are using the new factions in the latest update, we are also using the building pack which they have released, which adds in a lot of assets from Warhammer into the sieges, and that just completely transforms them from looking like an Attila siege battle. It makes it feel like you're playing in a medieval world. Like, look at this shit. It looks absolutely amazing. So make sure to drop a like, make sure to drop a comment on this. If we could break like 400 likes on this video, that'd be absolutely amazing. And I'll make sure to do another massive battle, a massive siege battle for you guys in the future. I mean, just look at this keep leading up to the keep, the last stand for these people as they move up. Like, look at this keep. It looks amazing with the gate. You know, it's still obviously a work in progress, but I mean, if we just look around the side as well, you have these like these stone carvings where it's been like derelict, but where it looks like they're trying to rebuild the wall and stuff with all the towers. You got the fort towers right there. You got a church, chapel. Like, just imagine fighting in these streets where you don't have to imagine for much longer, because we will be doing that very, very soon. But yeah, it transforms this for every single building in Attila Total War. So this will be making its way to my campaign very, very soon. Not the next episode, but the one after that will have this. So we'll be able to actually fight in our campaign on Age of Charlemagne with all these buildings. And it was just going to look absolutely amazing. I can't wait to show you guys more of this. This battle is also really, really epic as well. It goes down to the last stand right up the top. It is really, really cool. So we'll start off with the army comps. If you want to skip these, you can click the timestamp in the description. That should just take you straight away to the beginning of the video. So we'll start off with my army. I am playing as Sicily, and my new favorite unit is this Great Bombard. It one-hits towers, which is absolutely amazing because in Attila, towers are so OP, it's disgusting. So having this Great Bombard, which just takes down towers in a shot, is absolutely beautiful. As well as that, they do take down walls in like 3 shots as well, which this wall's about to go down. They take, like, the downside of them, they take forever to reload, which makes a lot of sense. But you're about to see some wall going down as well. Right there, just destroying it, looking amazing. So that's my Great Bombard. I believe Apollo has one as well. Then in my front line, I have 6 or 7 units of these basic macemen. They're actually pretty heavily armored by the looks of it, but they are like my 3rd tier infantry units, so they're definitely going to do okay. We're not going to be able to stand up to any elite infantry, but you know, they're more there just to kind of throw in, tire out the enemy. Then behind that, I have 5 units of these Muslim archers. They have insane missile damage, but they're obviously not that great in melee combat, unfortunately. So they're a bit cheaper, but their missile damage is much greater, I guess, because of their composite bows. So I'm going to be using these guys to pierce a lot of the heavily armored units. Then we have these heavy swordsmen back here, and these guys look insane. Look at them, super heavily armored. They've got like Pavesian shields, and some of them have more oval shields with their maces. These guys are ready to go to town and do some business right now. They look amazing, they really do. Like, this mod just keeps on blowing me away. I mean, just the city alone looks absolutely amazing. And then we have all these new awesome units. Then behind that, I have 2 units of Sicilian nobles right here. A pretty standard heavy infantry unit. Then I have my Sicilian king with the awesome flag as well. That's him right there. He has his mace ready to go, doesn't need to carry a lance. And that pretty much makes up the whole of my army as Apollo moves his forces forward. I'm actually going to go in slow-mo because I don't want to miss too much of this action as we're running through everyone else's armies. Then if we look at Apollo's army, he actually has some of these, I'm not even going to try and pronounce a lot of these Italian names. Obviously he's playing Venice as well, I don't know if I mentioned that. He has this heavy infantry right here. These guys are equipped with maces and they're currently pushing up the siege towers right now. I think he has that in all of his units. He obviously also has his own Great Bombard right here, just destroying the enemy. Then as we go back, we can actually see what these guys look like when they're not pushing a siege tower. I'm not sure where their weapons are right now. They've actually got invisible weapons. Maybe that's maybe I've downloaded something wrong. I'm not too sure. As well as that, he has 3 units of these crossbowmen. Pretty lightly armored, but again, you just need them for their crossbows more than anything. Then he has some more of these foot infantry. Then as we go back, the halberds, you know, everyone loves a good 2-handed weapon. And these guys definitely love them. Look at them. They look really cool. Really, really cool indeed. So finally, we'll go and look at the defenders, who are Norway and someone else, and Bohemia. Yeah, it's Norway and Bohemia. They have very similar units. Oh, not similar units, but unit flags. So I was a little bit confused there. So they have a culverin mounted on the wall. They have some crossbowmen. This is Norway's crossbowmen right here. You can see all the towers as well, as we've just derelict them with the sheer power of the Great Bombard. Then Bohemia have some macemen up on the walls. They've also changed all the walls as well, which, I mean, just look at this city. I literally can't get over it. It looks so good. It really, really does. But as we go down, we have some more of these macemen from Bohemia, which have been destroyed by my Great Bombard. When we'll look more up, we'll speed up the camera as well, just so we can run through this a little bit quicker. Then we have some of these Norwegian Bonadiers. These are two-handed soldiers. They look really cool with their polearms. Really, really cool. You don't get too many units with like polearms like this. They normally have like a warhammer instead, or like a different halberd. But these guys look really cool with their longer glaives, I guess. Then he has some gunners over here, more of these Bondier soldiers. Then as we move back, we have some more elite Candlemen. Candlemen? That's pretty cool. These are obviously of Bohemia. I like the feathers on their helmets as well. That's pretty cool. Then we have the Bohemian, or the King of Norway, sorry. He looks awesome. Look at the colors on the coats. That's amazing. That really is. Then he has some of his heavy cavalry, some heavy Norwegian cav. And as we go back, I mean, just take a second, look at that. That looks so epic. It'd be cooler if the towers were still standing, but my bombard is not going to allow that. Then we have some Italian halberds. Oh no, these are just halberds. They look quite similar to the Italian ones. Then we have some pavese looking amazing as usual. Then finally, we'll just look at the last couple units, and then we'll get started playing this on normal speed. Then, oh, these guys look so sick. Then we have some of the heavy infantry for Norway, or this could be... I'm so confused. Their sigils look really similar, and I'm trying to run through everything else. So yeah, we have some heavy infantry though. They look quite like the Spanish shields right there, looking nice. Then finally, they have some more heavy infantry right here, and then some more over here with some more gunners back there. So yeah, it's going to be an epic battle for sure. If we look at the numbers, we number about 6,000 and they number about 5,000. So really, the numbers I would like to see in a siege battle, you know. This is kind of a very fair amount of soldiers for both sides. So let's go ahead and click play, and we'll get started. The siege towers are currently moving up in the city. I mean, take a look at that. That city is breathtaking with the new additions. And I'm pretty sure, I've only tested this a few times, but I'm pretty sure it's like this for every single city. They've just kind of changed the model, the base model for these buildings, to the Bretonian ones. And the walls look so much cooler, the towers. I mean, take a look at these Bretonian towers as well over here, just guarding the inner city. Like, it just adds so much life to the game, and I can't wait to do tons more battles on this. So I'm going to start off by moving up my macemen. Obviously, there are some pretty heavy Bohemian pavese right here, and it's going to be a struggle for sure for my macemen to push forward and break upon this breach in the wall. Ideally, what I should have done is maybe make another breach after engaging this, because it's going to be hard to break through these pavese in shield wall. You guys know how potent they are, and maybe I should have put up a stronger unit of infantry to break this, because I'm just going to kind of slowly whittle them down, but it's going to take forever and really not going to help me out. So maybe I should have engaged them, broken down another piece of a wall with my Great Bombard. You know, I could have done a lot of different things really there, because it's going to be a slow grind. The siege towers are now down, and my men are charging off. Again, these aren't the best units in the world, so they're going to have a bit of a hard time fighting these elite macemen from Bohemia. But, you know, all I wanted these guys to do is just jump over, tire out the enemy, and push forward. We really wanted to not just have the most elite units in the game. We wanted to have these weaker units, so our army's much bigger, because we're going to be receiving a lot of missile fire from the enemy, so we need the numbers, whereas the defenders have a lot of quality in their forces. Oh my god, look at that backdrop, as well as the soldiers jumping off. You got the catapults going in the distance. My god, this is so spectacular. So yeah, as I said, if we could break 500 likes on this video, that would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. As if we go over to Apollo, you can also see Apollo's infantry have now broken upon the walls. I think they're fighting a lot of crossbowmen. or did the crossbowman manage to get off? He's currently fighting Norway infantry, which don't look as elite as Apollo's. Apollo's are extremely colourful, Venice colours right now, with their huge shields. Look at these shields and their large swords as well. They've got maces, swords, hammers. They're fighting the axemen of the Norwegian forces, though. But, I mean, the colours will prevail, I believe. The bright colours to scare off the enemy. He's got more siege towers as well. This is a really smart move by kind of staggering Apollo's siege towers. What he's doing here is he's forcing the Norwegian player to commit his men to a siege tower and then bring down another one to then outflank that unit. So even though the Norwegian player is deploying more men right now, by doing this, Apollo is kind of forcing him to commit soldiers in certain places. So when he brings down another siege tower, they'll be coming in the back of these guys. We'll also look along this side where he is pushing in. The towers are actually shooting us, so maybe taking it out with our great bombard would have been a good idea. But yeah, these Venice soldiers are extremely strong. They're fighting the Bohemians over here, I believe. I don't know. I'm so confused by their shields. This could be Norway. I believe it is actually Norway, these soldiers. Yeah, I'm going to say these guys are Norwegians. And they are fighting hard right now. And this is another really cool thing as well, because Norway is actually in the Medieval Kingdom 1212 Age of Charlemagne campaign. So now we can get a unit roster in for them, which I'm really, really looking forward to. As they push on, they're completely surrounding the Venice troops in the city right now. But it's only a matter of time until Apollo wins. His infantry is just so much better on the wall. Whereas over here, I am fighting with... It's a complete opposite for me right now. I am fighting with weaker infantry against his more elite infantry. And Apollo's doing the exact opposite of that. So, you know, I'm kind of slowing up his more elite infantry. Where Apollo's just slowly cutting through the weaker units of Norway. Until he obviously gets to the more elite units of Norway. Over at the breach, you can see is still not going too well for me. I'm slowly making progress, in fairness to my macemen, but it is a very, very slow progression through this breach. But these are super elite, and we're also starting to open up our flank. The Norway player is going to move in more of his two-handed glaive soldiers. I'm not sure what to call them, but they're going to be moving in. You've got the cross of Christ right there, standing tall, but my macemen are going to be trying to break through this as best as possible. I don't expect large amounts from them, but I'm sure they'll do pretty decent nonetheless. We go back to the wall fighting, which is really the major part of this beginning battle. It's just the soldiers fighting on the wall. You can see they're going toe to toe. I'm definitely losing soldiers right now to these elite macemen. Their armor is just too strong. And again, I really like that realism in Medieval Kingdom 1212. How if you have a unit of peasants coming up against knights, they're just not going to be able to pierce that armor. And, you know, that should be the case. You know, I shouldn't be able to get a pitchfork and pierce plate armor. That shouldn't be the case. Oh, that dude just got sliced up. That was awesome. So what I'm going to have to do very soon is once my macemen run out, because we'll press K just to kind of get a better glimpse of the battle. You can see that my foot companions are running from the battlefield. And over here we have the Norway player pushing out his forces. Oh, this is, I'm so confused. Yeah, we have one of the enemy players pushing out their forces to try and take out our Great Bombard. Because that Great Bombard was absolutely slaughtering the enemy forces. They stood no chance. It was destroying the towers, the walls. So he's going to make a ditch effort with Norway, and he's going to push out and try and slow up our bombard firing. However, I'm going to get an amazing charge with my knights into the side of them and absolutely annihilate them. They are down to, like, just from that charge, they lost 61 soldiers from that charge, and now I'm going to be moving up my more elite infantry to go deal with them and kill the rest of them. As well as that, they've managed to stop this other siege tower from going up, which I guess is a pretty smart move because it's just slowing up my entire advance right now. But these men, he pretty much just threw away these men. These candle soldiers are going to get slaughtered now. I'm completely surrounded. I have my elite Sicilian infantry in the battle now. I like the audacity from him to do that. That was very, very brave. And if he would have gone to this Great Bombard, I mean, look how close the Great Bombard is to these soldiers. If they managed to get on it and silence it, that could have definitely helped them out. Because if you look at the amount of towers, we've destroyed quite a few of them, but a lot of these towers over here will shoot out arrows. So, you know, stopping us from destroying these will definitely help them in their last stand, if it comes to that. Over at the breach, you can see we are still fighting hard, slowly making our way forward, but now that the Bohemian player has his crossbows focused on these soldiers. They're going to be dropping like flies. You can see some of the crossbow bolts going in. You see my archer fire coming in as well, trying to help out, trying to deal with some of these two-handed swordsmen or these two-handed weapons from Norway, and doing a good job. These guys don't have, you know, a huge armor defense, but they're doing the exact same to me over at the breach. It's a real struggle. As well as that, you can see my men are routing from the wall. I'm having to move up some more of my elite soldiers to try and hold these guys in place. By the looks of it though, Apollo is making extreme headway over on this left flank. He is taking out these towers with his soldiers. The Attila towers slaughtering anyone in their path, which is absolutely disgusting. But I mean, look at these warriors. They look amazing with their colourful shields. Venice are definitely a beautiful faction. I mean, look at all these medieval buildings as well in the background. I absolutely love this. I know I keep on harping on about it, but it is awesome. It really is. When I was playing it, I was just having fun playing the battle, you know. I felt so immersed in the medieval world, but I just didn't even care, you know, about getting good footage or anything, even though this battle did turn out really well. You know, I was just enjoying the battle, and I haven't really, you know, enjoyed a battle that much in a pretty long while on Attila. Absolutely awesome. So the Bohemian and Norway troops are fighting hard. This looks so cool. Look at them just like ready to charge in, fighting some of the macemen in the side right now. Apollo did have to send some infantry to help me out because, as I said, I was really struggling on the wall. It was mainly down to the fact that my soldiers were weaker. You know, I was throwing away more of my you know, basic infantry against his more elite infantry. So now when I throw up my more elite infantry, which I'm doing now, you can see by their huge shields and their huge plate armor, they're going to be able to slaughter these guys because they're exhausted, whereas my men are fresh. They're ready for combat. They haven't lost any men. So, you know, they're going to do tons of damage. I was leaving the infantry unit here, which is actually taking a bit of crossbow fire from up here. Mainly because I wanted to get through the gate, but the gate hadn't been taken yet. And the burning oil was still going. As you can see, the damage is still held by Norway. And it still has oil as well, even though the gate is down. And I couldn't actually destroy it, which was really unfortunate. So I couldn't advance my army through. And that's why I was saying, actually having another breach in the wall would have completely opened up my advance. And as you can see, you have the crossbowmen shooting in across the city. And these guys have a perfect flank on the back of my army, which is really good by them. They can shoot down. I think some of these guys are shooting down into the breach. You can see how bloody it is as well. We have several dead bodies here. The Pavis are still holding. Let's see how many men the Pavis still have left. Yeah. I've killed 15 of them. They're just so heavily armored, and my soldiers don't have the armor piercing to break through. I mean, ideally, they're just there to hold them in place. I'm trying to take this gatehouse now, just because I want to stop this burning oil. However, getting these guys through, I lost several men to the burning oil, and now they're going to be in perfect range of the crossbowmen, and I'm just scared they're going to get absolutely slaughtered. I'm not feeling too hopeful with them. If we go back to my main advance on the gatehouse or on the walls, my elite infantry, my heavy Sicilian swordsmen are doing decent now. They are a match for these macemen from Bohemia. Oh, they look so good. And these guys are going to be fighting to the death right now. I doubt these macemen have anywhere to break because I've destroyed a lot of the gates and the walls. So I think their only exit point is this over here to the right-hand side. So they'll have to get through all of mine and Apollo's infantry. And as you can see, Apollo's infantry is pushing hard. The macemen are trying their best to slow them up, but it's just not going to work. The Venice soldiers are fighting on, and look at their colours. They're pushing soldiers off the wall. Look how bloody that is as well. This really, you know, like with the addition to the aesthetic change, you know, and the way medieval kingdoms work, you know, it feels like, you know, not medieval 2, but, you know, it feels like the closest we've got to medieval 2 in a long time. You know, this is like a good 40-minute battle as well. It really is epic. I have my Muslim archers as well wrecking hell on the enemy forces, trying to kill as many crossbowmen and gunners as possible, as you guys saw, are really doing a lot of damage. I'm also bringing up some more of my elite infantry. Oh no, these aren't actually even my elite infantry. I think I'm just bringing up more soldiers to get into this breach because these guys are getting extremely low on manpower. They're down to 65. There's only 100 of them left now, so I'm definitely going to have to commit some more of my elite infantry in, which of these guys. I'm also pushing up. Oh no, yeah, I'm pushing up. I think Apollo is bringing up some more of his heavy infantry just to support me because, again, look at these macemen. They've killed 155 soldiers already and only lost 40. So even with the addition of my more elite infantry, they're still fighting hard. They are not giving an inch on these walls, and they definitely have to do that too if the enemy hold any chance at holding these walls. I believe Apollo is now fighting in the streets, and again, this is one of the most epic things in this game. Just the street fighting in between these awesome Warhammer houses. Like, look at this. It looks so cool. I believe he's fighting some of the knights right now, which are definitely going to be a match, you know. A lot of things people don't really think about is if the knights charge into like a unit of infantry, they're going to struggle to kill them. Once they bog them down, they're going to be able to have their way with the horses, But when the initial charge comes in, they can kill. You can literally wipe out a unit of infantry with a good cavalry charge. And that's exactly how it should be. If they don't have a spear or they're not in a good formation to stop them, they should just get completely wiped out. I think Apollo is going to break through this formation though and charge on. I believe he's just running his men forward using superior numbers, and he's going to get on down the back here, because if you can stop any reinforcements to the wall, that can really help out. He also does have some more soldiers actually fighting down in the streets, coming off the walls now. But again, look at the Bohemian macemen. They are really solid. They really are. Apollo is fighting more of the Candlemen. These are called Candlemen, right? I'm not just completely... Yeah, they are. They are fighting more of the Candlemen from Norway with all the medieval buildings in the background. I mean, look at that right there. You've got burning, got more Venice soldiers moving in. But the longer the macemen hold us on the wall, the worse it is for us, because it really is a struggle to get off these walls. If we could break down this and get into the street fighting, that'd really help us out. But again, actually being slowed up over here by the sheer amount of the strength of the Pavis is just so much of an issue. I'm even having to move up more of my elite infantry now as my weaker axemen and macemen fall back. Is up to the elite Sicilian swordsman to break these Pavis, because this is what I should have done in the first place, really. I should have looked at the engagement and thought, you know, there's Pavis, these guys aren't going to be broken by just normal infantry. I need to send in the more elite infantry to break them, and just kind of committed more of my other weaker infantry to the walls, maybe. Because these guys are going to be able to penetrate their armor and break their shields. I mean, they have very similar shields themselves to do so. This is an absolute bloodbath as well. You can see the casualties that my Muslim archers have racked up against the crossbows and the gunners. Trying to whittle these guys down is probably my best chance, just because they can have so many shots into the side. And, you know, the sheer amount of my archers is really helping out. We have some more Norway infantry moving up as well. They're going to be pushing to the front. They also have a really cool like last stand over here, which is really exciting. Some of the city is actually on fire. I'm not sure how this city got set ablaze, but it did indeed. And as we go back to a familiar battlefield right now, this wall fight has been going on for so long. Like the fact that the Bohemian infantry have held this long is extremely admirable. But it's only a matter of time until Apollo can break forward. He's fighting some of the Norway halberds right now. And as you can see, they are cutting them down. It's only going to be a couple more minutes until these guys break. Oh my god, the Venice infantry are slaughtering them right now. Really, I thought these guys would be a much better match for them. And Apollo is going to push on and just continue the charge, throwing these Norway soldiers to the floor, chopping off every head. Wow, they got slaughtered. I expected them to do much better. And he's going to be pushing on and hitting more of the Norway soldiers. And I think it's only going to be a matter of time until they are all gone. They're going to be fighting hard though, and charging in to just try and slow them up, because every second they delay, the timer is also running out as well. So that's also something to think about. My archers are actually just wrecking havoc over there though. I was actually really impressed by my Muslim archers, the amount of damage they managed to do. And Apollo's infantry is going to continue to push on. This is going to be a bit of a stronger, harder fight over here. I think this is the highest tier of Norwegian infantry. So this is going to be a little bit harder to fight for the Venice soldiers. As well as that, we have a lot of archer fire coming in to support them. How is the fight on the walls going? Are we still struggling? We've actually done a pretty good job now. With the support of Apollo's infantry, we managed to whittle down the macemen to 101 soldiers. You know, my infantry have struggled as well, killing 82, so it's still not that great. Apollo's killing 19. So yeah, the Bohemian infantry are strong as hell. Definitely going to have to remember that in the future, but Apollo's just pouring more infantry through the walls. We are slowly taking the gatehouse as well, or hopefully going to be taking the gatehouse. The Pavese soldiers are weak, and Apollo has managed to get some cavalry round the side, and they're going to be charging into the back of these Pavese, sending them to the floor and slaughtering them. This was such a nice move by Apollo, bringing his Venetian cavalry round the side and into the back, and that's going to be one of the only ways to break the Pavese is by charging them from the back. Especially with heavy knights as well. This is exactly what we needed, because if we can open up another point of attack, we will completely take the courtyard. So this was really, really smart by Apollo, bringing his cavalry around, as I believe the majority of the enemy players have fallen back to the city centre, to the keep in the centre. So now we can just use this maneuverability around the city to fight on. Me and Apollo were actually talking about some battles we could do as well. We were thinking about doing a two-stage battle, where the first battle is just us fighting for the walls and the street, and then another battle is, say, us fighting for the city center like this. So we have one battle where we have 40 versus 40 stacked unit armies. Look at my macemen as well jumping in the back on my axemen. They're like, huzzah! So yeah, we have these battles where they're very much similar battle like this. Once we've taken the city streets, we stop the battle, and we say that that the attacker has won. And then we do another battle where we destroy all the same buildings with some culverines or stuff beforehand, and then we fight another battle with fresh troops for the city center. I don't know, I explained it pretty poorly, but I think it will turn out really, really well. Just like a two-stage battle where we have one where we're fighting for the walls and the streets, and then the second battle where we're fighting maybe even at night time as well. So it's like gone on to night where we're fighting for the city center. But yeah, Apollo's charging in here has really helped us out. It's going to allow us to move so many soldiers forward. As well as that, we're taking the gatehouse as well to stop the burning oil. This will allow me to get my entire infantry force forward. I think I actually missed out on some of my infantry as well. We have some of my my heavy Italian spearmen right here, looking amazing. I actually forgot to mention them when I was going through the army comps, which was funny. But yeah, we have managed to take the walls now. Mainly that cavalry getting around. I wonder how long the Pavese would have held if Apollo didn't get round the side. But as you can see, we have managed to kill them now. We're going to be moving our forward. But look at this as well. We're going to stick on triple speed just whilst, we move our soldiers in. But look at this. The macemen are still holding on this wall. They've been fighting since the beginning of this battle, and they are not giving in whatsoever. So, I mean, massive shout out to these elite Bohemian macemen. They really are doing a good job, and it's not like they're fighting crappy units either. Me and Apollo have our elite units up here, fighting hard against these guys. And I mean, we're going to go off triple speed now just because, I want to speed up a little bit so the soldiers can start getting into the city. But yeah, I definitely want to do these macemen justice. They've earned the right for us to watch their demise slowly but surely. With all the siege towers. Look at that. Look how many siege towers we have just along the wall. Absolutely beautiful. We get some really nice close-ups now as well. As our soldiers, you can see our soldiers moving into the city. The macemen are starting to get overwhelmed. Like, the lower numbers they get, the easier it's going to be for us. You can see our cavalry moving into the city as well. We're down to 76 men. We have our entire force just rushing into the city. I believe there were some cannons up here. Yeah, some culverine, or a culverine up here. No, this is actually a grand bombard, actually, which we're going to be killing and taking care of. If this great bombard, I thought this was a culverine, but if this grand bombard actually took out basically probably one-shot towers for sure, but we're going to be silencing this, taking it out of the battlefield. My knights are also up here as well. Now it's time to be pushing onto the city center right now, and this is going to look absolutely amazing with the city in the background like so as we push on the halberds. Now the halberds are going to be hard to fight for sure. We're going to be hard pressed to take them out, but I think we're definitely going to be able to do it just with our weight of numbers. All we have to do is hold them in place here. We're going to be getting slaughtered from the front just because of the way the halberds work. They're extremely potent, just slicing and poking from the front. It's going to be hard to break them, but with the archer fire, with our superior numbers, you can see my cavalry is moving around the flank as well to break upon this and get around the side. I think we're going to be able to do it. I mean, just look at that. Look at that keep. Look at our soldiers move up with the medieval buildings either side as well. That looks so amazing. It really, really does. So I'm going to be moving up more of my infantry. I believe Apollo is also moving up more of his. I think he's just slowly taking out a lot of these towers. He does have to deal with some of these PVs as well. We still have to, we still have to break through a lot of the PVs. But I'm going to be getting a cavalry charge off into the side of the PVs and halberds. And this is going to be devastating. They're still going to be holding. You know, these guys are elite soldiers, so they're not going to be breaking at all. The halberds are still just focusing, especially on this right flank. They're just focusing on smashing, you know, hitting forward. They don't really care that they're getting attacked from the side. Their only job is to slice anyone coming forward, and that's exactly what they're doing. It's so difficult to break these halberds. It really is. Even when I have knights in the side, this is their last stand, and they are not going to give up lightly. I am starting to segregate a few of them, and that's really what we need to do. Is we need to separate them from the group and just take them out one by one, surround them and kill them. The knights are going to be slicing in the backs, but these just simply turn their shields around, and then it's basically like they're fighting from the front. So that's going to be extremely difficult. I believe I do also have some more cavalry somewhere on the field, which are moving up. I have some more cavalry up, as well as that Apollo has his cavalry as well. If we just take a little zoom out, oh, we have it right here. Yep, I knew I had it somewhere, and it was bound to happen any second now. I have my knights moving up, and they're currently engaged with the PVs, and they're going to be charging in the back and just sending, look at that, sending everyone to the floor. And this is really going to help out Apollo's elite two-handed Warhammer dudes, or halberds, I guess these guys are. They're just like two-handed beasts, I should call them. And that's just going to clean up the time it normally would take to take care of these PVs, because they either turn their backs and fight my knights, or they turn their backs and fight the heavy knights from Apollo. So I'm going to charge out again. I think I'm going to turn around and charge directly back into the PVs, hopefully sending them all to the ground again. Look at that again. Oh my god, just running directly through them. That was brutal. Look how many PVs are just laying on the floor dead now. That was absolutely insane. And if we look at the numbers, yeah, we just cut them in half. You know, and no infantry unit could do that. Apollo is also moving up in the center now. Oh my god, this looks amazing. The keep in the background as Apollo moves forward his infantry. I believe he's also fighting more halberds as well, which are going to be very difficult. There are also some PVs holding the line with them, but I think the PVs is going to have to go and defend this left flank. As you can see that me and Apollo are breaking the soldiers on that left flank over there. More of the spearmen are having to move up. Are these the Candlemen of Norway or not? No, these are just some other faction name I can't pronounce and I won't pronounce. As the men just fight on. This is such a brutal engagement. Apollo's infantry is actually doing a lot better than mine against the halberds, but they're still so difficult just to attack from the front. If we move over to the actual engagement, you can see a lot of my knights have actually been slowed down now. Maybe it would have been a good idea for me to actually bring them out, but they are definitely doing a lot of damage. Especially on this right flank of my formation, we are breaking the enemy forces and running them down. Trying to get around the side. So I brought my cavalry round. I wanted to try and kill their generals because we felt like that was the best way to end the battle, was just charging onto the Norway general, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm not sure if my soldiers are going to be capable of doing that, because obviously there's, you know, a unit of spearmen right here which could simply just turn their backs and charge onto me. We do have more infantry coming in, but I have my knights moving in. Apollo has some of his foot companions moving up. The PVs are going to form square, and I'm going to try and break it with a charge. I'm not really going to be successful, though. The entry mass was just too much, and obviously we're fighting spearmen as well. But ideally, I just wanted to slow these guys up. I didn't want them to help out the general as I push forward. I didn't want them to resupply this halberd line, because you can see gaps are starting to appear in the halberd line. And if we can abuse that, if we can get through these smaller numbers, that's going to help us out, because it's allowing our soldiers to get around the side as well and attacking the flank, completely splitting these halberds in half. Apollo also has some of his knights which are running forward, just trying to break these halberds from the back. Yeah, he tried to run through with his cavalry, and he's doing an amazing job right now. I am also running through a lot of my own infantry as well. It's going to be brutal because I'm going to be running head-on onto the spikes of the halberds, but it's going to go and allow me to get some of my soldiers, you know, round the side. They are fighting hard though right now. They really are. On this right flank, how are we doing? Have we managed to break them? Yeah, I think we're getting close to it. There's some crossbows still remaining, but the numbers are definitely whittling down. The PVs are down to 92. The halberdiers are down to 56, so it's only a matter of time until they break. My general's up here as well. I believe I'm using my war cry ability. But damn, like, these guys are so strong. They really are. You need a heavy two-handed unit to really break them and cause their end. The Norway King, I think, is getting very low. I know the Norway King is actually fully healthed at the moment. He's up to 48 soldiers still. As well as that, we actually have the Bohemian. Yeah, we have the Bohemian general who's actually dismounted and is fighting on foot. He's actually got golden chevrons, which is really cool. He's actually a spear infantry unit. A lot of the generals are actually mace units, so that's interesting. These two-handed warriors from Venice are going to be enough to break these Pavese, though, eventually. As well as that, the center is completely broken for the warriors, and they're going to be getting smashed in the side. Luckily, these Pavese are in square formations, so that's the best formation they could be in. There's no flank for them to get outflanked. But this is going to allow us to push on and fight the Norway general. There actually is an invisible mace as well, which is kind of funny. Where's his mace gone? He's dropped it, obviously, and he's just pretending, so he doesn't want to look stupid. But yeah, it's only going to be a couple more minutes until these Norway general falls. You can see the Norway king right there with his awesome crown. Fighting true. We'll get a nice little close-up of him. He looks cool. He looks very cool. I like his greyness. He looks very elderly and, you know, veteranized. The actual horse covers as well look amazing. Fighting our soldiers. Have we finally managed to break them over here? I think we're going to break them now. As Apollo moves up his Venetian infantry to support us, and that's going to hopefully break them. As you can see, yeah, we've broken them right there. I also shot in a few fire arrows as well to try and hurt their morale. I believe, yeah, look at the Pavese. They are fighting back to back still. They are not gone, which is really surprising. The halberds have run away from the battlefield. The Pavese are still fighting, true to their name, which is amazing. Look at that. They're completely surrounded. I'm going to throw in some more of my cavalry as well. I still have 61 of them left. And they're just going to close them up. I guess there is nowhere for them to run. They either die here or they fight and they fight their way out, which obviously isn't going to work. But I definitely rate them for standing to the last man, the last stand of the Pavese. But it's only going to be a matter of time until they are dead. And now the rest of our soldiers are moving on. Sorry, I've said matter of time like a million times this battle. I do apologize. I have noticed it. And I do keep on trying not to say it. But for whatever reason, that's where my mind goes constantly. So the last stand. This is literally the last stand by the keep. Is the Pavese holding in square formation. Apollo is also going to use his infantry to break through this keep right now as well. He wants to get onto the women and children and all the noble families which still are in the keep. I'm not sure if you can actually deploy men up here or not. It'd be awesome if you can, but I still think this is very much a work in progress right now. So there's still a bit of work to go on, like the keeps and stuff like that. But I mean, just having them in the battlefield looks absolutely amazing. So hopefully we definitely get more of stuff like this and we continue to work on this, because yeah, as I've said a million times, this just looks so freaking cool. We have the Pavese on the right hand side. We have Apollo's beautiful infantry, you know, the colourful Venetian warriors, and the Pavese are completely surrounded. We have our entire forces here ready to take them out. I believe I am also shooting in fire arrows as well. How many soldiers? And oh, there we go. They don't have anyone left. Victory is going to be mine and Apollo's. And that was such an awesome battle. We'll go to see who got the most kills, see who racked up the most. And really, the MVP of that battle was the Bombards. They managed to just slaughter the towers and completely wipe them out, making them, you know, non-existent, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be bringing back again in the future if I'm ever attacking. So if we look at my infantry, my macemen didn't do that great, but they were mainly just there to tire out the enemy. My more elite infantry, this one getting 358 kills is definitely impressive. My cavalry doing pretty good as well. No one else doing that amazing. Where the archers doing their job. If we look at Apollo's infantry, his did a lot better than mine. These guys getting 310 kills. These two-handed warriors didn't really do that great, but I don't think he deployed them until right towards the end. His knights doing pretty good. If we look at the Norway player, we can see that his infantry doing okay. His crossbows really doing the most out of his infantry. And yeah, these guys just got slaughtered. The dudes from the early period just stood no chance whatsoever. We look at Bohemia, yeah, you can see, oh my god, Bohemia went for a really elite army. The crossbows doing good, the Pavese doing good, and then the macemen as well. I mean, oh my god, look at the halberds as well, racking up 400 kills and 300 kills. That's really, really impressive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please drop a like and a comment on this, because I want to definitely do more of this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. By dropping likes and comments, it shows me that you guys enjoy this. So if you do that, because I definitely want to do more siege battles. Maybe I can do like a 3 versus 3 siege battle or something. I think that would be epic. Really, really cool indeed. So if you want to see that, drop a like. If it hits 500 likes or 400 likes, I'll do that. I'll get Apollo, we'll get some other YouTubers, maybe Lionheart Warrior, Sparta, Alex the Rambler, people like that, and we'll just have a really massive battle with these new building packs, which look absolutely amazing. I believe Apollo is also doing a guide on how to download this, because I know a lot of people are having trouble actually oh my god, I didn't even notice. One of Apollo's units got 767 kills. Jesus, and they lost like no soldiers as well. These guys went in. 750 kills, or plus 50 kills. Wow. I didn't even see that. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Apollo is actually making an installation guide for this, so make sure to go and check out. Well, obviously you probably already subscribed to him, but just make sure to keep an eye out for that. I'm sure that'll be coming within the next week if you are having any trouble. But just, if you are having trouble, just read the instructions. You have to download external stuff, so just go to the workshop page, look in I guess the description of the mod, and it will say, subscribe to this, download this, and then just drag it in and drop it into your data folder. It's really simple. But yeah, sorry, enough of me rambling on. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to drop a like and a comment. I'll see you guys next time, and fish.